Christmas card. No, that sounds weird. I'll take any Christmas card you got. Welcome to How Do We Human.
I don't know about this.
I didn't have an intro.
We're about to shoot up the podcast charts, but I don't know if I like why.
I was trying to come up with some other intro, and then Chris was like, White Christmas, you gotta do it.
For the lyric literally
are.
right after that, where he says, with every Christmas card I write, not combined Christmas card and White Christmas.
Well, you didn't say that part, and I didn't remember those are the next lyrics. Welcome to How Do We Human. This is the podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
Today we are talking about Christmas cards. We're getting in the holiday spirit. Holidays!
By fighting with each other.
By arguing off the bat, which is par for the course. It's the holiday season.
The holiday season.
So dope-y-dope.
Andrew Dice Clay remix.
Oh, dickory dock. Don't forget to hang up your sock on the door. Because I'm doing something obscene.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, before we pop open these Christmas cards that you love to see, I gotta ask, Christmas card? No, Chris Binning. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I think, and hey, I may have told this story before, but I'm gonna tell it again because it's still in my notes. I never deleted it, which makes me think I haven't told it. But I have told it to many people in my life since it happened, so perhaps one of those places was here to you. Over Thanksgiving, we were at my mom's house, and my wife went a day early because I still had to work. And so while she was there, her and my mom were drinking wine at the kitchen table.
Okay.
And out of the peripheral, my wife sees something. On top of the stove, there was a little mouse stirring. And
stirring a little cup of cocoa?
Yeah, don't make me. A little chilly, trying to warm up. That's my mouse voice.
I think we got an animated feature here. Christmas mouse.
Christmas mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little mouse with insomnia on Christmas Eve.
Don't mind me.
Santa comes in. He's like, I didn't think a single creature was stirring. I'm like, oh, don't mind me, Santa.
That just happens over and over again.
Yeah.
Different people coming in the house. Don't mind me, still stirring. It's good.
But anyway, the two of them go into a panic. Oh my God, there's a mouse in
Jump
the
on
house.
top of the chairs.
The mouse scurries behind the oven.
Okay.
And so I arrive the next day, and my mom has purchased traps.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've used mouse traps before, what your preferred method of catching a mouse would be.
Marble going down a
the Rube Goldberg
pulleys
machine.
and levers.
Yeah. Instead, my mom bought glue traps. So perhaps not the way that I would prefer, but put one near the oven, and then as we were getting holiday decorations prepared to put up the day after Thanksgiving, she found the mouse again, this time in the closet with all the decorations.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, don't mind me, just getting into the holiday spirit. And so we put a little trap in the closet as well. That night after Thanksgiving dinner, most people have gone to bed. My mom, my wife, and I are still up, just chit-chatting, and we hear a little like duk, 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 duk. And it's like, oh, is that the wind? Is that the house settling, creaking?
The beginning of Phil Collins in the Air Tonight.
Yeah, it could be any one of these things. And it is very obvious to me, though, that it can really only be one thing.
It's only one other creature stirring here.
The two of them are convinced that it could be anything. But I know that it's time to open that closet door, and that I'm pretty sure the mouse is obviously still alive in the glue trap, thumping it against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I open the door. Hey, that's exactly what it is. That mouse looks up at me with its little beady eyes. Do mind me. And
poor little fella.
Yes. Again, I would prefer not to have had glue traps as its method of disposal, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if you've been in a situation where you're in the house and the women are awake and they're like, "You're the only man
you're the
here."
one.
And I'm like, "Are you talking to me? Talking to me?"
Don't mind me.
And they say, "I don't see any other men here, so I must be talking to you." And it becomes your responsibility to take care of that little bugger.
Yeah.
Which I did not enjoy, but I did it.
Bet. Damn.
Yeah. So RIP to Christmas Mouse. That is unfortunately, we don't want to, out of respect for the deceased, our animated movie does still have to end the same way.
But we'll have grown so attached to the little fella.
I know.
Making his cocoa.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Technically, he doesn't. Technically, he doesn't die on screen. He just gets still alive, placed into a little bag, and then into the trash.
Oh, good.
And then credits.
I don't think we're selling a lot of tickets to
Pixar.
Pixar, eat your heart out.
Yeah. The long-awaited sequel to Ratatouille.
Yes, Ratatouille.
It is crazy that they never did a sequel simply so that they could call it Rata and then the number 2 E.
Yeah, but then you got 2 movies called the same thing.
That's true.
What if they made it?
What if they just made... I guess this doesn't solve the problem at all. It, in fact, is exactly the same thing that I have said before. But Ratatouille, but the 2 L's are Roman numeral number 2, so they're just a little bit bigger than all the other letters.
Or both. Ratatouille, TWO, and then 2 Roman numerals.
Yeah, and then the letter E.
Yeah.
This is
I got to see it. I got to see it in writing to see if this works. I think it's good.
Evan, how are you doing?
Well, yeah, I was going to tell a different story, but you spurred a story right out of me.
Ooh.
And it's a good way to let the people know. I'm a little sick today. If you hear some noises, I don't know why I did that. I'm going to cut that out. That's a gross sound.
Ooh, don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I'm a little stuffed up right now, so if I sound a little nasally, that's why.
This time of year, your stockings are supposed to be stuffed, not your nose.
You're telling me. These stockings of mine are stuffed to the brim.
With mucus.
Yeah. And the Mucinex guy's not Jason Mantzoukas anymore, so I'm less
Is that
inclined.
true?
It is true. The last I saw, at least, maybe it was an outside commercial and he was doing something else, but I do not believe it is Jason Mantzoukas anymore.
That's upsetting.
It is.
I thought the last time I saw a Mucinex commercial, I was pretty sure it was still Jason Mantzoukas, but I don't know. I believe that time I would have seen that commercial was on the Game Show Network, and they're not super known for their up-to-date programming.
This might be a fever dream I had, but I feel like it was the Mucinex guy showing up in a different company's commercial. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Could be why they don't use the official voice of Mucinex in it.
But it was the Mucinex guy in like a Charmin commercial or something. Let me know if I'm making this up. Yeah, it's a gross collaboration.
Yeah.
That's the dregs of human excrements. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. But I was sick. I got sick. I'm doing a lot better now. I'm just stuffed up, but went through the whole thing with the head cold and just feeling out of it, and I had a bad sore throat. So I'm like, hey, as much as I'm tired and I don't want to, I am hungry, and it's good to get protein in your system. And I know eggs won't damage you, so I make eggs. I made eggs. I was going to make some breakfast sausage also, because I was just like, what's the harm? Well, as long as I'm eating. So I get this sausage going. It's on a frying pan. And I'm cooking it for a while. Once it gets about 75% of the way done, I turn around, and there's a big-ass spider on the kitchen sink. And it's walking. This is not... Ow.
Yeah. Yeah.
A spider. I can't do it, Christopher Walken. That's my attempt. It was maybe better with the cold.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll never know. I'll never try it again. The spider's on the move. And that time when it's like, I have to act now, or he's getting behind, in this case, the dish rack, which has dishes in it. He's going to get in the dishes. He's going to fuck everything up. I'm going to have a hard time finding him, and then I'm never going to sleep again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, gotta move fast. But I've still got this sausage on the stove. I don't want to burn that. But I got to do this right now. And so I open my method. We've probably talked about this. I got to put a glass over it. I've always been one to I don't mind. I'll kill a fucking spider. Get out of my fucking house.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've become a little more compassionate to these bastards. Granted, I've heard if you take them outside, they die. So whatever. Who gives a shit? But I put a glass over it and then slide a mailer or something like that, some piece of cardboard or something underneath, so I can hold it, take it outside, drop it. But when I reach to grab that glass, guess what? I hit a bunch of other glasses, and a martini glass falls out, shatters all over the floor. I'm like, oh, fuck. Now I got this to deal with. Spider's still on the move. I grab the glass I was trying to get. I get it in there. I step over the glass. I put the spider outside. I get back in. I step over the glass. Time to deal with this sausage that's burning at this point. Oh, here comes my dog around the corner to check out. What was that cool noise I just heard? And can I eat it? Oh, no, yeah, get out. And meanwhile, I'm sick this whole time. It all sucked. That's the whole story. I burnt my sausage because things wouldn't stop happening. And I think it all does come back to the fact that I need to slow down. Even when I see a spider, just... You're knocking stuff over. Chill, man.
Yeah.
But it sucked. I hate a broken glass. I do it too often.
Yeah, that's rough stuff, Evan.
That's what I was gonna say. Speaking of rough stuff.
Would you include that story in a Christmas card?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you mentioned that. We'll start here, and then we got to find out if we're making Christmas cards. Because here's what I'll preempt with, is I think a year ago, we were recording an episode, we talked about Christmas cards, and probably around Christmas time.
That would make sense.
And we said, we've never done Christmas cards before. We need to get on it early this year. By July, we will both have gotten Christmas cards together. High five. Pow! We'll find out shortly whether that happened or not. First, I want to ask how you feel about that. I don't see it as often anymore, but every now and then I'll get a Christmas card with a long story on it. And it is kind of nice. Get a little update from friends or distanter family. Distanter.
Yeah.
Distanter Terry.
Distanter family. That's their family name. That's why you're related to the distanters.
I don't know. There's a part of me that would enjoy writing that, and I feel like I could be funny, and people would love that. We got those when I was a kid. There was some distanter family that would send a card that my parents were always like, "Oh, he's so funny. We're always so happy to get his Christmas card." And we get updates about the family, but mostly it's so funny. How do you feel about this concept?
Well, Evan, this answer is twofold, I guess. Because as a child, we received a Christmas card every year from also from the distanter family. And the way that they did it every year was, I think that the dad had always like wanted to be a musician, and so it was always done in like rhyming, almost like it would be in song. I don't know if it was like set to a song or
Loose
if it was
poetry.
just like, yeah, if it was just a poem basically, but I can't imagine anybody post the 1800s that wanted to be a poet, so I just assume it was supposed to be a song. But anyway, it would always be a rhyming Christmas card, and
I like that.
Our family would always gather around to make fun of it because we found it so cringy. And
okay, so I was thinking of this as like a funny rhyming thing.
No,
limerick.
it was much more like sincere, but it also rhymed. And
it's a little tougher sell.
Yeah, my family definitely thought it was very cringy. We stopped receiving those, and I don't know if it was because they stopped or if it's because they stopped sending it to us. Maybe word got around that we all thought it was hilarious to gather around and make fun of it. My wife, like, her family has always done those like long Christmas cards. Her dad usually does one. And then she has been doing one since like moving out of the house.
Interesting. Okay.
But this year she was like, man, I really just have zero motivation to do it. And so literally, Evan, yesterday I was like, do you want me to do it? And so I took a crack at it yesterday at work on my phone in a Google Doc. I just was like, let's see how this goes. And I don't know how I feel about it in general, because I do want it to be like funny, but I don't know how many people receiving it want it to be that funny.
Yeah.
And I think there's also a fine line between like what is actually funny and what is just
sacrilegious.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But the other major problem that we kind of ran into was like, obviously the big event from our year was our wedding.
Yeah.
And pretty much anyone that would be receiving a Christmas card was at the wedding. So like, what are we really updating you about? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I took a swing at it. There's like a joke or two in there. and we'll see how it's received.
Okay.
I sent the Google Doc to my wife and was just kind of like, here's an idea. You can tweak things or do whatever you want to it, add photos. I don't know. But all she said was, "Wow, this reads so much like you." And I don't know what that means exactly.
That's a good way to get self-conscious.
Yeah.
That sounds like a compliment in my mind. You write in your voice, and that is good.
That's the best way to interpret
I would
that.
hear that as like, sounds like you.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of you.
Yeah. It's, I think it is probably more like when you, and I don't know if this is exactly how her family like grew up doing the Christmas cards. But I would imagine that if they were more like sincere, it could be a little jarring to then read one that has some jokes in it.
Yeah. How about a remake of Sin City called Sincerity? That's just Sin City, but everyone's just saying what's really on their minds. Being honest with one another.
That sounds great.
Sounds good. Let's do it. We've got our whole next year book greenlit.
I know, yeah, we really do.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't make the list to get a Christmas card.
Well, hey, maybe you'll receive one because they're being printed today.
Ooh.
I don't know how many she's printing, but she's printing them today.
Now, question before we get to me, another topic I wanted to talk about. So are you using a company to make these, or are you like custom making these and having them printed?
No, these are, open Google Doc, hit print, and then stuff it in an envelope or something.
Put some pictures in there.
I know that that's what she's done in the past. Because I was just doing it on my phone at work, I didn't put any pictures in there, so I don't know if there will end up being photos in there or not. But yeah, who knows?
Because I have, as far as right now, I've received 2 Christmas cards. One on 2 friends I receive cards from every year, and one I'm not sure if Jocelyn does, but they're friends of hers who I've also befriended. we've met once, but I'll call them friends.
Yeah, they're close friends.
You know what I mean? But they sent a Christmas card. Now, my friends, they do use a company, I think, Photo Bucket or something.
Uh-huh.
And so like the card every year looks similar, but it's like, no, it's different. And they write in their thing. They put a bunch of, there'll be like 10 different photos in there. And I'm like, I think that's what, that's is my problem. So, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. The others, Jocelyn's friends, sent us a card. They're both artists, sketchers, drawers, cartoonists, you could say. And they hand drew cards. And they're really cool looking. And they have little characters on them and stuff. And I find myself caught in between these worlds where I'm like, I would love to do something super creative. Yes. Jocelyn's a graphic designer. She could put something cool together. I can get photos together, do all this. And we not hand do them, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact, here's the reveal, that to this date, I have still yet to ever send out a single Christmas card in my life. So at what point is it like, I love the idea of sending out a Christmas card. Yeah. It's really smart to just use this fucking company that'll make them all and send them and has a template. And then it's done.
Yeah.
I just put a mailing list together. I don't know. I want to do it.
This is very similar. Like my dad, I think, when we were growing up, he also was like, I think I want to send out a Christmas card, but I think he was of the same mind as you and I, were like, we want it to be so more, like unique. Yeah. Like, I was even thinking, and this would be like such a hassle to do, but like I think that's also why I like the song or the poem, the rhyming Christmas
Mm-hmm.
card that we were receiving is kind of fun in its own way, even though like we found it cringy. It's a nice
Yeah,
like way to be unique
a
and
little piece of them.
yeah, and it definitely sticks out as memorable. That was the Christmas card, even though we were laughing at it, was the one that we like were most excited to get in the
Yeah.
mail. So um
So who's wrong?
yeah, it's but like I was thinking too, like, oh, would it be obviously not for this year, but um like would it be uh what if I did a little Christmas card sketch or whatever, not
Mm-hmm.
like a an art thing, but like a video. What
Yeah,
if I and just edited a video, and it's like in the style of The Office, but it's
sure.
here's us talking about our year or like whatever.
The Christmas.
Yeah, it would be such a pain in the ass to make,
Yes,
but it would be like something unique, and then you wouldn't have to mail it out. You can just send it to
true.
people. If you did a full a song that was like, you're in Jocelyn's year, like would that be different from a Christmas card, but also still like scratch that itch of being like, what a
Mm-hmm.
unique, fun thing? I don't know.
I don't know. It's yeah. At what point is it an intrusion?
Yeah, exactly.
At what, and in that specific case, I guess for either of us doing video or music, like at what point are they like trying to sell their brand on us?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's definitely
got
true.
my Instagram on there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too.
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
overthinking it.
Something that I want to talk about, you mentioned a little bit on one of those cards you received, but the idea of like a Christmas card photo where
Mm-hmm.
some people get the family together in matching Christmas PJs, or some
Yeah.
people go to, you know, the few Sears photo studios that are still around, or JC Penney
Yeah.
photo studios. Um some people just take a photo from the year of the family and put it on there, but what how do you feel about either seeing a family Christmas card photo, or have you ever, I guess maybe you haven't taken one necessarily, but um what are your thoughts on those Christmas card photos?
The weird thing is, I want to say I kind of have taken Christmas card
Okay.
photos and just not used them. I didn't realize this, but I was on my Google Drive. I have a photo album, and I'm like, those sure look like Christmas photos. It's us posed against a Christmas tree with the dog in my arms, um, but never used them. It's funny. So get ready to laugh.
I'm so ready to laugh. You have no idea.
I've been waiting. It's a part. It's the number one thing in my mind of like, if I want to do a Christmas card, it's that photo. Like, I'm okay being the people that there is no story, there's nothing written. It's just a card with one single photo on it. And on the other side, it says "Merry Christmas, you filthy
You
animals."
filthy animals, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. Get the little mouse on there. He's pushing his branding on us. Trying to promote Christmas mouse. To me, yeah, the Christmas photo is the
Go
big
on my
thing.
SoundCloud. Don't mind me. Just check out
Don't
my
mind me.
SoundCloud.
That's what arguably both of our branding is. Don't
Yeah.
mind us.
Don't mind us, but
It's here.
pay close attention and like and subscribe.
Yeah, it's like when I get other people's cards, the photo, if there is a big like taken Christmas photo, I mean, it's more likely to
You
stay
and
on my
Liam
fridge for
Neeson?
longer. What?
You and Liam Neeson, you're taking Christmas photo?
Ah, yes, our taken Christmas photo. Got it. They'll stay on the fridge longer if there's a nice photo. But I'm not like overthinking it when I receive one. I'm not looking deep into it. Like, oh, is everybody happy? It's like, oh, that's a nice picture. But for some reason, if I were to send one out, I'm like, that's the number one thing. I want to take a good, either like, sure, a really nice picture is fine, but like a fun picture. So like, I want to just come up with something fun. We got silly looking dogs. Let's do something fun with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the pressure I put on myself.
I know. Even you saying that, I'm like, oh, it would be fun to do like a recreation of a famous photo, but with us, you know? But now it's like, what am I supposed to do now?
The sailor kissing that girl. I'll do it with my dog.
Yeah,
I'd be the girl. The dog is holding me.
It's like every time I get an idea for like, oh no, it would be nice to just do a simple thing. My brain is like, it can't be a simple thing.
Yeah.
Even though that's what people would be most excited to see. Yeah. You need to do something way more that people will be like, wow, they really went into a lot of effort to do something simple. To do something that I'm just going to throw in the trash.
I don't know why our brains are wired that way. What is that? But like just doing something, it's really hard for me. Anything I do, I want to put a little jazz on it.
Yeah.
Put my little stink on there. Let people know I didn't just like churn this out. And then meanwhile, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I'd send that out to all the friends and stuff. And it's like, nah, I could send that out to family. They would just like to see that. I'm sure they would love a picture of me, which I don't post them on social, so they don't get any pictures of me at all. I got to do it. But this is what I was saying last year, and I didn't fucking do it. This is terrible.
Set an alarm on your phone right now for July 1st, 2025 that just says Christmas card.
With a question mark or an exclamation point?
Exclamation point.
Okay.
So that when it goes off, you're like, I think I forgot to do this.
Christmas card. All right. You can't read that, but it's there.
But all right.
Christmas card. July 1st, 2025. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think there's a part of it I'm feeling particularly like, why didn't I do that? Because we were going to do a whole episode about this, but we figured we'd just merge them all into one Christmas episode. I'm staying home for the holidays this year.
Yes.
Which is new. I go home every year, and I usually drive. I've flown a couple of times, but either way, you know.
Isn't it interesting that at our age, it's like we're staying home. Yeah, we're not going home for the holidays. We're staying home for the holidays. And like those are two different places.
Those are two different things. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not going to my childhood home for the holidays. And I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, we're doing our own Christmas thing here. My mom and my sister came to visit us last weekend, and we had a lot of fun. Opened stockings and stuff like that. Did Christmassy stuff. But as it gets closer, like I kind of forgot my family always celebrates Christmas early, anyways. So they're doing that this weekend. And I'm like, man, I'm missing out on the fun. And I kind of wish I was there. So I think because of that, I've got some like, why didn't I send the card? I don't know.
Sure.
There's something about it. I feel like I'm in danger because we also, you know, we don't have to get into it, but as you know, my girlfriend and I have a lot of shit going on right now.
Yes.
That's not necessarily very Christmassy. And I'm like, I feel like this holiday is going to come and go, and I'm going to feel like I didn't get down. I didn't get Christmassy enough. I didn't get down and dirty with Saint Nick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what you always make a point of doing every year. So I can imagine that this will
Mall
be
Santas
tough.
usually get the brunt of it.
I have not gone back to celebrate Christmas with my family one time. It was when I got my current job.
Yeah.
And I was going to have to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And it was a weird dichotomy between my family being like, of course, you have to work. Business comes first. All hail big business and the economy. Because that's the type of family that I grew up in. But also the type of family...
got the wrong message from A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Get you some nice PJs, a candlestick holder.
Yeah. But the other problem is that as soon as Christmas is over, then they're like, I can't believe you missed Christmas.
That's the thing.
And every 100%. Year it's been like, it's so nice that we've all been together, except for that one year where Chris had to work.
Gross.
Yeah. So, and then in the past, I've been at home and I've called out sick and to work.
Yeah.
So that I could be with everybody at Christmas. Yeah. And the response I get is usually like, oh, it's pretty messed up that you would do that to the business. It sucks.
You can't win.
You can't.
No, everyone on my side, like, they all understand. It does, and it's probably just a me thing, but it does feel like there is, like, minor level of, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Resentment, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not actually there. But
and I don't know if, like, part of it is those videos that people do where, like, oh, we told our parents we weren't going to be able to make it home for Christmas because it's too expensive or we don't have the time off. And then, like, they ring the doorbell Christmas morning and the family's like, oh my God, you're here. We're so happy. And so I wonder, part of me wonders, like, did my family expect, like, a little ding dong on the doorbell at, Christmas
and
morning?
And
it didn't happen. And they're like, this
little sucks.
Capitalist pig actually went to work.
Like we raised him.
Exactly like we raised him to do. That's messed up.
What a jerk. I have a Christmas card question. Well, not even a question. I guess a statement. So you're out of the picture.
Bye.
Bye. No, but because the fact is you haven't yet, but you're going to be sending out Christmas cards. And yes. I do want to say it does feel like, because I'm like, I could spend all day today putting together a Christmas card. I don't know. Like, I don't know when they would arrive. It's so hard to tell at this point.
Sure.
But what I wanted to throw out there is that your wife has done Christmas cards. So she's got some sort of a mailing list together. People's addresses, places these can be sent. I just don't have a lot of people's addresses in my head. I don't have them written down anywhere. I have my parents' address, and I have both my sister's addresses written in my phone somewhere. Past that, I'm not positive of anyone's address. There's a part of me, and tell me if you think this is crazy. There's a part of me, because it's Christmas, and I never have thrown out a Christmas card before. I've never done a Christmas card and sent them out. Like, I hate the idea of having to ask someone for their address for it.
Sure.
Because they'll immediately know what it's for.
Yeah, and I want
to surprise people.
So there are two different things to this. Number one, I think that my wife generally has just like handed them to people. Like, I don't know how many of them end up in the mail.
Interesting.
I think that it's like,
that's new to me.
when we'll go to see my family, she'll just like give one to everybody. Or I think a handful of them go into the mail, but I think for the most part, it's just like handing them to people as we see them.
I never want to be around when someone's looking at something I made.
I know, me neither. The other thing though is, we had to get everybody's addresses for wedding invitations and save the
True.
dates and stuff. So we do have them.
Yeah.
And I should probably like compile them somewhere instead of just
Be smart.
going back to the wedding website, 8 months after the wedding to be like, what was my friend Kyle's address again? So I should probably do that, but that would be, we're lucky in that situation where we already had to get everyone's address for a thing that wouldn't be a surprise, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Why you got married? You were collecting addresses.
Yeah, it was.
You put us all on a mailing list.
Yeah, it was a big scam to get everybody's mailing lists.
I'm gonna get a hold of that mailing list and advertise the podcast to
it. Just a big Christmas card that says "Don't mind me."
Don't mind me. It's good.
Would you mentioned like, who knows when they're going to arrive? I know that we've set your notification for July 2025.
Yes.
Should we send Christmas cards out in July?
Yes.
The classic Christmas in July.
The mattress.
Yeah.
It's us on a mattress. Going, hey, it's Christmas in July. That's good. I like that. Yeah. I might have to do that. I think that's the other thing is it's just been so many years that I haven't done it that in no one else's mind but mine. It's like, this is really building up. Like Evan's going to do one day and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I know. It's like, I just keep thinking of like ways to make it so much less what people want, because I think people want just a nice thing.
Yes.
A nice photo of the family or
good fucking
whatever. And as you were talking, I was like, would it be so sick to just like Photoshop our heads onto Mount Rushmore and be like, Merry Christmas? Like, nobody wants that.
Nobody does, but it's what they get.
And so I think I'm having a hard time balancing what I want to do and what people want to receive.
Yeah, because again, that's the thing. Christmas in July, us on a mattress. That's funny as hell to me. I'm not sending that to my grandpa. I don't think he'd like it. So then you come back around and go like, do I just take a nice photo?
Yeah, but then it's like, what am I gonna use that for? A bunch of different things? No, I want a photoshopped image of me and my wife as on the Wicked poster. It's like, why? Nobody wants to see that.
Someone might.
Yeah.
And that's how you know who really loves you.
It does feel like Instagram kind of became like, I feel like maybe I haven't seen too many this year. Maybe they won't get posted until like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Yeah. But it does feel like Instagram kind of became the like, not that there's a bunch of recaps of people's years necessarily, although sometimes there are. But
they'll do those top 10.
Yeah,
photo or collages.
Yeah. Or a photo from every month of the year or whatever. But it feels like that kind of became more of the norm for receiving a family photo as opposed to through the mail.
Yeah.
But it also feels like when you get one in the mail, you're like, wow, this is so special.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. I love receiving mail.
Yeah.
It's exciting because 99% of mail is not exciting.
Yeah.
And you get something from someone else and you're not like, yo, yeah, I was expecting this. It's just like, oh, Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Someone thought of me. It's nice.
Yeah.
So thanks to all y'all. Probably, we'll see. I mean, never mind. Gave up on that.
I think the
Christmas is...
listeners, I know it's too late at this point, probably, but we have our, or do we still have our P.O. box for How Do We Human?
Yeah.
Just send us your Christmas cards. I don't know what the P.O. box is. You can find it on howdowehuman.com.
Yeah, I mean, it's just my P.O. box. I've got a P.O. box, so I decided to use it for the podcast. That is P.O. Box 874, Skyforest, California, 92385. We would
want to
love
see
that.
your Christmas
Send
cards.
us stuff. We're not going to send you stuff. That's another idea. Like, oh, well, yeah, we should do like a podcast Christmas card. Send it out to the listeners. What are we, good at this? Let us know if you would like that. You want more mail from us? We can send it.
We've got some stickers we're trying to offload.
Yeah, and I'm sure at this point, Jordan, you also have stickers you're trying to offload. You get them like I did, and you realize, like, oh, I don't actually need these. Yeah, I don't know. You excited? At this point, this episode comes out 2 days before Christmas.
Yes.
As we're recording it, it's 4 days before Christmas. Is that right? No. It's Friday today.
Yeah, I mean...
Who gives a shit?
You know, we're recording midday on Friday, so it depends on how you want to count your days here. But yeah, I guess it'd be 5.
4.5 days till Christmas. How you feeling this year? You excited?
I am a little bit. It is this year sort of weird just with how close together Thanksgiving and Christmas were, that it does kind of feel like it flew by. It's also been, I don't know about where you are, but it's been like, I think yesterday was 82 degrees.
It's warming back up. We had snow a month ago, and then it's been freezing overnight, like 27 to 30 degrees at night. But yeah, the last 2 days it's been like in the 70s during the day and 40s, low 50s at night. So I don't know. We were talking about it with one of our neighbors over there. Like, it might be I don't know which side I'm knocking for at a certain point. It might be a dry Christmas here.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see how my gifts go over this year. I feel like normally, like I've been done with Christmas shopping for a couple weeks now. But it feels like in the past I've really felt confident about my gifts, and this year I don't feel as confident. So we'll see how they go over, I guess. But
nice.
I'm sure it'll be fine. But I feel like there have been years where I've been like, I nailed it this year.
It's a good feeling.
2024, it's like, yeah, I got everybody something. So
check.
I don't know.
I forget your family. They do like you just buy gifts for everybody.
Buy gifts for everybody. It was brought up this year, like after I had done all of my shopping. Should we just do a Secret Santa or something? Everybody picks one person, and so I don't know what will happen next year. It feels like every year, everybody goes, "Oh man, I don't know that we should really, like, nobody needs anything, so I don't know what we're really doing. We probably won't get very many gifts." And then there's like a ton of gifts every year.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know at what point it stops or what point it changes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
I would be much more stressed to do it the way that your family does, of just picking one person.
Really? Well, the thing is, we've been doing that for probably a decade now. You just have one person, you spend more money on them than you would otherwise. But so like we've been doing this Secret Santa thing, but now there are fucking kids in the mix.
Right.
I love those kids, but those kids get as many fucking gifts as they can
Yeah.
handle. So it's like, we're just buying for one person and a bunch of stuff for 3 little people. It's like, are we really doing Secret Santa anymore? I don't know. But I do like, it's fun having the kids around to buy, like, I don't know, kid stuff, toys, things. I like it.
You just buy him an iPad every year, right?
I mean, yeah, I've got 100 of them.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
With a HowDoWeHuman sticker over the Apple logo.
Over the screen. Did we do it? Is there anything else Christmassy we can stuff in here before quizzing it up? Ho ho ho.
You know what? I actually
here he goes.
I have one thing that maybe is its own episode, but I wanted to at least lay the groundwork for at this point, which is sometimes for different holidays, like Christmas or like someone's birthday.
2.
I go through, to send a little text, and I'm like, you know what? Let's put a silly little GIF in this message.
Hey, we love it.
Are GIF libraries getting worse? Because I feel like it is so much more difficult to find the type of GIF that I want to send.
Yes.
And I'm sure that the GIFs have been made, but they're just so overpopulated with like disgusting elderly Facebook user GIFs that no one would ever use unless they were old. So I feel very frustrated with, as someone who used to pride themselves on like the GIF game, I am really disheartened by how much bad stuff there is. When it was your birthday a couple months ago, I was scrolling forever to just try and find something not terrible to send.
I have a ton to say about this, so I think it should be an episode. Okay. I didn't realize I had a ton to say about it until you were talking. I always search through just like the iPhone GIF store, or whatever you want to call it. It's not a store, but library. And it does feel like it's noticeably gotten worse. Like it's harder to find things. I'm like, but aren't there there are 100 gifts, 100 gifts that everybody wants access to.
Of course.
And some of them have become really fucking hard to find.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of that shit. And then just like any reality show out there, there'll be 300 gifts made for each reality show. And I'm like, only one of these is a gif worth ever sending.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's also so many, like, let me see what happens actually.
Here we go.
If I were to send, let's just see, if I type in Christmas, what happens? It's a lot of like, pixelated GIFs that have that originally have like Merry Christmas on it. And then like someone's added in like other font like I love you on it, or this one said Merry Christmas, but somebody put 2 Z's over the S and T so that it's Merry Christmas. It's just, these are awful.
It might be a lot of the problem. And again, we don't gotta get too deep into this. If we're
this one says Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. Why?
I think this is a lot of the problem. Is anyone can make and submit a GIF into the library, and people do, and people aren't funny. Okay with just people aren't funny, but people aren't okay with like there's a GIF It exists. It's classic. We all love it. It's Homer Simpson backing into the hedges, etc.
Yeah.
But then they'll take that and they'll take that source and use it to then put something on top of it that's not adding anything to it. Or sometimes they'll just do the same fucking thing, but they're like, no, I took it and then I exported it and uploaded it. Cool. Now it looks shittier.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there'll just be like if you look up on this store, probably Homer Simpson Bush, there will be
probably going to be something
20 of them. And most of them will look like shit. It's like, why? There was one. It looks great.
Yeah, let's see what happens when I do Homer Simpson Bush. There's two of them that look almost the same. One's a little bit lighter color than the other one.
Gotta have both.
Then there's the same thing, but in big white text. It says, well then. Then the next one, big that white helps. Text. Nothing to see here, ... Then there's the next one with white text, but it's very thin, so it's hard to read. I'm out.
These are all things that GIF implies.
There is one that's in reverse, so it's him coming out of the bush.
That's useful.
There's one that looks like it was Pepe the Frog, but Pepe the Frog is a monkey and goes into the bush.
Great.
The next one, thin white text, hard to read. Me not mentioning that result to get a deal on the board. Okay. There's one that's, I don't even know what this is, but it's something backing into a bush. There's another one where Homer Simpson's face has been changed to somebody else's face. Then there's this regular GIF again. Then there's another one that's an army guy. One that says no comment. One that, again, is him in reverse. One that's him in reverse and then goes back into the bush. So he goes in and then out. But his face has been photoshopped to be a green chicken with 3D glasses smoking a cigarette. There's one that says Lions and Chargers fans. There's one that says glad that worked out. There's one that says lingo out. There's one that says I'm George the Jets fan. There's one that says ya boy Nathan. There's one that says wishy-washy. There's one that says too soon. There's one that says when you get your refund but still want your backpack. Why do we have all of these?
It's like people don't realize, because some of these sound personal.
Yeah.
You can make that. And you can send it directly. Just put it in the text. Send it like it's an image, because it is an image. It's a series of images. And then you send that, and they'll get a GIF. You don't have to add it to the fucking library, so the rest of us have to go through it. The only useful thing in there is Homer coming out of the bush.
Yeah.
Reverse it.
Yeah.
I want one of each. That's funny.
Yeah.
All of the text either didn't make sense or is what the GIF is. It's what it's implying.
Yes.
Part of the fun is being able to send an image that speaks for itself.
Exactly. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Don't put another 2 words on there.
1,002 words, that's over the line. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and speak about our podcast. Don't mind us. This is the part where we plug the podcast. You can check it out anywhere that you get your podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast, HowDoWeHuman.com. Rate, review, comment, subscribe. Check out our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at HowDoWeHuman.
You got that handle.
You can also send an email to HowDoWeHumanPod@gmail.com and send us your friggin' Christmas cards.
Yeah. P.O. Box 874, Sky Forest, California, 92385.
And don't forget that full episodes and also little shorts are on our YouTube, and you can leave comments on there, and we'll see them. Like user at William Bill Billy Will Willie, who commented on our last clip about you and I getting confused by young people's hairstyles, and he said spaghetti. So if you want to be like that, you can, and we'll read your little comment. I'll have to figure out a good reply for him. For
Mom's spaghetti. Carbonara.
Yeah, and just see how long we can go through the Olive Garden menu.
Tour of Italy.
Evan?
Yes.
Are you ready for a little bit of trivia?
I'm so ready. I could burst.
We are playing to 100 points. Our second time racing to that total. I won the first round, and you are in the lead in this second round, 26-23.
Okay.
And we are now going to have 5 questions. Question number 1. What is the term for the edible shoots of alfalfa, beans, or radishes? Sprouts, tendrils, shoots, or microgreens?
I knew the answer to this, and then it got complicated.
It did get complicated for a couple of reasons.
Term for edible shoots. Ugh, I don't like this anymore. I'm going to say sprouts, though.
Yeah, sprouts is what was jumping out to me the most. I don't want to get shot in the foot like Californication again, because what is the term for the edible shoots? And one of the answers is shoots.
Yeah, I know.
Tendrils also kind of sticks out to me a little bit, but that just sounds...
I was thinking microgreens.
It sounds gross to be like, oh, would you like some tendrils?
Yeah, you don't call an edible thing tendrils.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with you and go with sprouts.
Safe.
Yeah, it's safe. It feels so safe that it's wrong, but I am going to go with that as well. Oh, we were both correct.
Couple of winners.
Thank goodness.
In the ion exchange process, which device filters hard water? Which device filters hard water through a material called zeolite? This is not my expertise. Water filter, water softener, reverse osmosis system, or a desalination unit? Wow.
I have my answer, but I don't know
how
confident to be in it.
I had an answer that felt right. Through a material called zeolite in the ion exchange process. I can't keep reading this question. It's never going to make sense to me. Which device filters? I mean, again, that word is in one of the answers. It's filter.
That's true.
And I'm going to pick it. Water filter.
I'm picking water softener.
Reverse osmosis system was my initial answer.
It was water softener.
You bastard.
Question number 3.
Because it was hard water.
Yes.
Fuck!
You said you couldn't keep rereading it, and then...
I had to read it one more time.
Aragonese is a dialect of which language? Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, or Greek? I don't actually... I thought I was going to know this, and then I don't.
I don't either. I'm between two, and I'm going to say Portuguese.
That's what I think I'm going to say also. I was between Portuguese and Greek, but I think I'm going Portuguese.
That's what I was between also.
Okay.
Which means it's probably Italian.
Yeah, probably.
Which now means it's Spanish.
It was Spanish.
Yep. Oh, God. What musical question from What? What musical question? Why are all mine hard? Maybe I'm just sick. I don't understand any of my questions. What musical question from Camelot includes the line, they whistle for a spell? They whistle for a spell. The lusty month of May, what do the simple folk do? If ever I would leave you, or how to handle a woman. What?
Man,
I like the sound of the lusty month of May. I can't lie.
I have my answer.
I would leave you lusty month of May. What do the simple folk do? I'm going with my instinct. It's the lusty month of May, babes.
I'm going with my instinct. What do the simple folk do?
Okay.
And that was correct.
Damn it! This is luck.
I really really needed you to be sick this week.
I'm off my game.
I mean, that question did say what musical question has that lyric, and that was the only question in the answer.
Fuck.
Speaking of questions, question number 5.
All right.
Which country has Europe's largest economy by GDP in 2024? Italy, France, United Kingdom, or Germany? Man, this feels like I should know this, but I do not.
Yeah. I've got the answer. I think it is, and then the one that logically makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'll go that way. I'm going to say the UK.
Yeah, I'm also thinking that it's the UK, but I don't really want to pick that for some reason. Like, something about it feels like it wouldn't be correct.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't.
My other answer.
I don't think it's Italy, and so I'm between France and Germany. And I
actually do. Fuck.
I think I'm gonna go with Germany. It feels like I would have learned that in German class that I took for 4 years, but I definitely did not. But I think I'm gonna go with Germany.
Germany was my other answer. A lot of cars.
It was Germany.
Are we tied?
Let's see.
I biffed that whole quiz.
You did.
No, I got sprouts.
You got one question correct.
Fuck me.
We are now tied 27-27.
I gotta rest up before we record another episode tomorrow.
Yep.
Damn it.
Just make sure you study literally everything, and you should be fine.
That sucked. I was having fun this episode. All right. Well,
Well,
fuck you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.